Good day and welcome to this special podcast of If Walls Could Talk. I'm John Wyatt, editor of Walls and Ceilings magazine, and joining me today is our friend Don Pills. Don has been basically in the construction industry for 38 years. Don, that's a very long time. He's been with CEMCO as its R&D manager for 16 years, is it?
Yes, yeah.
And he should be no stranger to the pages of our readership. He has published, I don't know, Don, at this point, I think it's probably 20 to 30 pieces,
yeah,
you know,
so 20s, yeah.
It's a great, long, lengthy career, and we're so glad to ask you to write for us when you can. But today, you know, CEMCO's logo is expanding your solution, correct?
Yes.
So how has the company been doing that? As R&D manager, what's new, man?
Got some cool new stuff. One of the first ones I'll show you is with RC. Okay, so with RC channel, it's for sound walls. There's an issue though when it comes to head of wall. Because the drywall is off the wall and down from the wall, there's a big open gap. How do you seal that up? I mean, sometimes they try to use sealants, they try to use different things, but it's tough to do. So what we've come up with, we've got hot rod, it's been out for a long time, but now we got a version of hot rod for RC. So we've got the RC here, this is going to stick to the track. It allows this wall to deflect up and down, but still maintains a tight seal all the way across. So this is a new UL that's coming out, again, specific for RC, so that's a big deal. And we're going to maintain that STC rating without any cracking, separating, or splitting. That's the first one. We've had a busy year. So after that, the other big one that we tested was Super Seal X on a window mullion. Now, with window mullions, it's unique. Okay, so window mullion, let's say we've got a condo, high rise, and the curtain wall goes floor to ceiling, all glass. The best way to tie that partition wall into is right where the mullion's at. And how do you do that? Aluminum melts at 1200 degrees. I got to maintain 1800 degrees. I can't let any fire pass through. So how do you do that? So we just recently came up with this system here where we're going to cantilever, here's my mullion. We're going to cantilever the drywall past the mullion, and then we're going to use our Super Seal X and butt right into the glass. Now what that's going to allow us to do is move side to side and a little bit of in and out. So that side to side is from wind sway. And what it's also going to do is maintain that STC rating all the way to the glass. That's a big deal too.
I see.
So there's not a lot of ULs like this. CEMCO really thinks outside the box when it comes to framing. Again, our approach to fire stopping is a little bit different than everybody else's. Because we do the metal studs, we build our fire stopping into the wall. So this is just one of those things. We want it to be as efficient as possible, and this is one way that you could do it. So that's Super Seal X. And then we also hope that wasn't too loud. So we also have our traditional ones that we've had for the last few years. Now with these, there's two different ways that you could do it.
Okay.
We could go ahead and take the fire gasket, the sound gaskets, we could apply them directly to the framing, put the drywall over the top of it. This will get you up to 1.5 inch movement, allow drift movement, side to side movement, easy identifiable because the colors, it's flexible, doesn't shrink, doesn't pull away, doesn't crack. So that's a great option. A lot of companies are going towards these types of products. The other one would be if I'm going over the drywall. So this is great. This is a fire-rated drywall accessory. So think about it, you've got drywall accessories, everybody knows what drywall accessories are, but now we combine it with fire stopping and sound. So in one step, I take care of the fire and the sound. A lot of different ways we could do that. I just showed you Super Seal X, but I've got Fire Beat in here, I've got Hot Rod in here, and what that allows you to do is install it right over the drywall, staple and glue it in. It's still going to allow that flexible up and down movement, but take care of your fire and your sound and provide a sustainable life warranty. So there's a lot of good benefits to it.
So Don, you presented two different options on each side of this box that we're looking at here. Is there an advantage for one party doing it one way versus the other, or what's the difference there?
So it's all going to be project specific. So let's say I'm doing a hospital and I've got a lot of movement. I got up to 1.5 inch movement. Well, in that one, I'm going to go ahead and use a fire gasket and put it right over the track. Because this way I get my fire stopping done before all my electrical and my plumbing, and it's done. But now let's say I'm doing a condo or going up to cross-laminated timber, right, a wood deck.
Sure.
Now I could use one of these drywall accessories and just butt right into it. I'll still provide that movement, it's really clean, and it's left exposed. So I guess if you're looking at it, one is very aesthetic. Mm-hmm. The drywall accessory is a nice clean look, all in one step. The other one is made for more movement. And they're color coded in light blue for sound and pink for fire.
That works for us. So listen, why do you think the building industry is moving toward Preformed fire stopping and away from traditional fire sealing?
Few different reasons. Okay, the first one would be the code changed.
All right.
So now in the code you have special fire stop inspections, which means they could do destructive testing. They could go in and cut out the sealant if they need to check the depth. That could be a mess. So you're seeing a lot of the companies, manufacturers, go towards preformed fire stopping because it's always the right amount. It's factory meter dosage. You don't have to cut it out or check and see if it's installed right. You do have to do a visual, of course, a visual all the way around, but you don't have to remove any of it. So for that reason, with preformed fire stopping, you get the job done a whole lot faster. It remains flexible, comes with longer warranties, so there's a lot of really good benefits to that.
Now, Don, I've heard that STC ratings are just as important as fire ratings. Do you think that's true?
It's funny, I've heard that, and I think it's true, but it's all the way you're looking at it. What they say is, let's say you're in a condo and you got a loud neighbor. That's quality of life. So if I got a loud neighbor because I don't have a very good STC rating, that's going to bug me. So for that reason, it's very important. Life safety is obviously important too, but the sound comes into play because it's an everyday deal that you got to deal with. So having good STC ratings really makes a difference in your walls.
So do you have any case studies on why or how it's performed, like Preformed fire stop is better than traditional methods?
Yeah, so there'd be a couple different ways to look at that. Already talked about performance, right? It's going to last a lot longer.
Right.
But now let's talk about the speed of a job, right? How fast could I get off that job? Well, with preformed fire stopping, once you put it up, you're done. Doesn't shrink, doesn't crack, doesn't pull away. You don't have to come back and touch anything up. It's way cleaner and way faster. We have done some case studies. We've had contractors do identical buildings, one in the traditional sealant and one with the preformed fire stopping. The reports we're getting back is about a 35% savings. Now that's head-to-head, full everything in, so that's material and labor, so you got to add it all together as one unit. And when you do that all together, it does a whole lot better. Now preformed is more expensive, right? But it's going to last a lot longer and it's going to go in a lot faster. Since labor is the primary cost on there, saving labor is what's going to reduce the overall cost of that system.
So finally, if someone's interested in this, how do they get more information, Don?
It's pretty easy, CEMCOsteel.com. You could go on there. We've got our, I was in the trade for a long time. That was one thing we didn't talk about, but I was in the trade for 19 years. And the way we put our submittal package together is I wanted to treat it like a submittal package, so contractors could go there and you could download just the pages that you want, put it together, and send it out. But everything, your spec sheets, your ULs, your sound reports, your lead, everything is in there. So it makes it really easy. And that's at CEMCOsteel.com.
CEMCOsteel.com. My man, Don Pills. Don, it's always good to see you, dude.
You too. Thank you.